So good evening everyone once again. Welcome to today's class where we are going to be talking about SQL, right? Some of the things that we did last week were introduction into just showing us around PG That was the tool we're supposed to use, and for we're no longer using that because there were some issues we are having with Windows. So we are going to be using MySQL. I found out about that one. It's called PopSQL, but we'll just be sticking with MySQL. That's Oracle. It's by Oracle's software. So just be dealing with that for our queries. Then, so we talked about a few things, SQL, which is more of like the important thing, and we went on to create tables. I think the scripts that we used for I forgot to actually post upload it. It looks rough, but I think I'll still do that. So we actually created a table, a student's table. We had student ID, first name, their dates. So we created this table. We inserted values into it, and we actually run queries through it. So I'll just paste it somewhere here, not like it's meant for here, but yeah, just paste it somewhere here. So let me see, make this we need to see this bigger. Yeah, so this was like the summary of it. So we created table using this. So this is how to create table. So basically, um it's more of like a revision, and it's more, I'm going to say some things I probably didn't mention. So SQL, right? When you're working with database, there are two ways that I'm aware of that you can work with database. One of them is through what we call GUI. Sorry, uh, sorry, just one second. Need to prepare for the worst. Okay, so one of them is what we call GUI. Sorry, are you guys with me? Can you hear me? Oh, can you see? Oh, so you can see my screen. Okay. So are you guys with me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, please. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's just script again. So one of it is called GUI, and GUI refers to as graphical user interface. So GUI is basically um, a how do I call this? How do I go about it? So graphical user interface is basically what you are seeing on your laptop screen that has icons, that has logos, that has texts, that has shapes to it. Yeah. So basically those are graphical interface. For instance, now on your system, I'm sure most everybody's in a Windows or probably you're using a Mac, or if you're like me, you're using a Linux. Your graphical user interface. So what can you see as that? So basically you have icons on your screen that says these are files. You have icons that says, okay, this is Facebook app. This is what your folder looks like. This is your WhatsApp. This is your Microsoft Word. So when you see that app, you see that logo, and you double click on it, it takes you to Word. For instance, now you're trying to open Word, Microsoft Word. So that icon you see, when you click on it, it takes you to your Word. So that is actually an example of a graphical user interface. So it's like a form of graphics that allows you to interface to communicate with your system. And although the other way is called a CLI, that's command, it's actually command line interface. So this is more of like the system, your system in black and white. What do I mean black and white? So there's something called the command terminal. I think I can't remember what it is on the commands to open it on system on Windows. But when you press your Windows button and you type command line, you get a prompt. You see a icon, probably black icon with some white on it. So you click on it. You try it now. You see that what you are going to see there is just basically text. You just say basically text. So uh, that's another way of communicating with your system. But this time around, you're not going to be using graphics, you're going to be using just scripts, just commands, just texts like open this, change directory to this. So basically, what you are going to be writing there are just commands. So those are two ways of communicating with your system actually. Now, the same thing is relating to database. You have two ways of communicating with your database. That's through this GUI and through the CLI, right? So when we installed, okay, I've never installed GUI, MySQL on GUI before on Windows, but I think when you install it, you're going to, it's not probably going to give you an option to install anything in terminal, right? Because of the way the system is all built, the way the operating system is built. But when you're using a different operating system, you get something like a black and white where it gives you the opportunity, or sometimes it's not necessarily black and white. Sometimes it's purplish, yeah, publishing color. So you get something like that and text where you're being given commands to write, and that's where you actually run the installation. So the same thing is applicable to database. Sorry, yeah, database SQL. You can decide to write your queries through CLI or through GUI. Those are the two ways to write your queries to communicate to communicate with your database. So pgadmin is just a GUI, basically, uh, a relational database management system that can help you to run your queries. Same with MySQL. I think I mentioned some other ones, basically. So that's where you are supposed to run all of this. So you can run this query right, either in your GUI or CLI. So the GUI gives an option for you to run these queries. And when you're working with CLI, you are the only way to communicate is by running queries. When you're running with your GUI, you have the option to use queries, or you can just use text. You can just click here, click there, right click here, drag here, use your mouse there, right? But when you're using CLI, you don't have that option. So I don't know if anyone has seen CLI, but maybe I'll just show along the line. So I was actually supposed to even take us through some things, but nevertheless, I think the class is already going. So yeah, so that's just the GUI part and the CLI part. What I actually wanted to even explain, the terms I wanted to use for today's class are actually keys, right? So we have there are several types of keys. I'll just talk about two, which is called primary key and foreign key. Okay, I'll just do that and push it into class. Primary key and for FOR foreign for IGN. Yeah, yeah. Primary key and foreign key. So what's the primary key? So a primary key is more like okay, it's more of like a I'm trying to get the perfect to get something descriptive that we can easily understand. Or maybe I'll just say then I'll go ahead. So a primary key is by definition is more of like a column in your data. So in the data you have several columns. So you have a single column. So a primary key is like a column that identifies each row in a table. For instance, now when we're working with this I think when we're working with this, we had Buki, Adela, Emeka, and all of this. These were not declared. If you check this was where we defined our columns, where we said student ID is serial primary key, first name is variable character, date needed is date. Student ID here is the primary key. It is unique to all the students, right? All the students. For instance, now if you have two book key, let's assume we have two book in the class, right? Book key. They both have the same first name and they have everything together, but they are different, right? So the way to identify them is to assign to them a unique ID, a unique key, a unique uh, a unique identifier, something that is unique to both of them, that is not the same thing aside their names. So probably like an ID, for instance. Now, I think in schools, especially matric number, they give matric numbers, and when they give you matric number, your matric number is different. It's only you are the only one that have the matric number that's unique to you. So a primary key is like a column that has that attributes that has that attribute of uniqueness. It's unique to everybody. And a table can only have one primary key. You cannot have duplicates. That's it. Your primary key it allows you to prevent duplicate entries. You cannot have multiple the same entry. For instance, let's say I entered my school in 2016. Then, so when they are inputting the results or when they were inputting the matric number, they put my name in number 6. So because my name is number 6, if they try to put it anywhere else, let's say number 36, it will show as a duplicate. So it will not allow them to comment. If it's coming in, if there's another person with my identity, having my name, my first name, maybe my third name, is going to have a different matric number. So it's going to be unique to each and every one of us. So that's what a primary key is actually. Why a foreign key? Oh, this is a column. You can say primary column or foreign column, or it's called key. So the foreign key is actually a table that refers to the primary key in another table. Yeah, I know that might be confusing. So let's just do something like this. Okay, I think I have a database. Okay, I think when we create database, we get there. But so yeah, I have bookie, right? Then okay, I'm trying to see how I can explain it. Oh, okay. Yeah, let me see if I can get this work when we were using the last time for practice questions. I could use that to explain properly since there's a lot of schema there. Yeah, nice. Yes, here is it. So sorry. So let's look at this particular product table now. Now, if you look at this product table, you find out that this has product ID, product class ID, brand name, blah, 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 blah. It has a lot of things. Now, for this table, it will be safe to say that the primary key here is the product ID, because of course it's going to give every product in this place um, a different ID. Product class only states the class that okay, there are products that belong to multiple classes or more of like categories. So it's unique, but it's going to be appearing multiple times. But this product ID means that the products, even if it's the same, it won't appear twice. Now, this is the primary key here. If you look at this, let's look at this. Which one should we look at? Yeah, let's look at product classes now. Now you can see this product class ID here and hit appearing here. Of course, it is a link between this table and this table, right? But this will be referred to as a foreign key. Why? Because it is a primary key of another table. So that's just the definition. So a foreign key, the definition for a foreign key is that it is the primary key of another table. That's basically just the definition of what a primary key is. So it is used for establishing a relationship. So the two um if I need to join the two tables together, I'm going to make use of that foreign key in merging that tables together. So that's like what that's where the foreign key actually comes in, the usefulness of the foreign key. So I don't know if you get that. Uh, Let me see. Does anybody have any questions regarding that? Any question? Please ask questions if it's not clear. Sometimes you have to wait till after the class. You can just shoot while you're in the class and you can be done with it. Okay, should I say in the Twitter, Temu, Justice, Ayobami, and Tito? Ah, okay, alright. So I think in the absence of none, I'm just gonna move on.
No, we are here. We are following. We are following small, small.
Okay, alright. Okay, so yeah, so let's just open my workbench and let's start. Let me open it afresh because I have a lot of things open here. So I'm going to open it my workbench. Okay, so stop sharing. Let me share back. Windows, my workbench. Share, share, my workbench. Share. Alright, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Alright, thank you. So here is what my SQL, my own SQL workbench looks like. I don't know if yours looks like this too. Uh, for those that installed it, I think you told me you have installed it. When you were setting up your uh workbench, your MySQL server, did you set anything like passwords? Same with store, did you set anything like that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So we are going to be needing that. It's what we are going to be working with throughout. I hope it's something simple
But
anyway.
I only have the local instance 3306 on my, don't have that test.
The test was me, don't worry, it was me at work.
Okay.
Okay. So if you want to, let me see, can I delete it? Ah, delete it. Hey, delete it. I'm not supposed to be placing it. So if you want to create, so here is it. So basically, we need to connect. There are servers everywhere. For instance, your database can be hosted somewhere, probably online, wherever you might have it, or might just be a local system. So this entry is made or is meant for you to connect to where your database is located. But if it's on your system too also, you still need to collect it. So the local instance 3306 means that, so I'm just going to demystify it. So local means that it's on your system, like local hosts. So local refers to your system. Instance means that yes, it's an instance of your system. Then 3306 is a port. So that's localhost port 3306. It's let me try something. I used to do it and it works. So localhost port. I think if you try to put this on your address 3306 on your system, it's not working. Probably because the database. So usually it's supposed to take you somewhere. So if you click on it, okay, you can't see. What do I do? Okay, let me just share my whole screen then, because you'll be able to see some of the things I'm doing. So I'll just share my whole screen. Yeah, this is what I try to avoid. So I can share my whole screen. Okay, yeah, well, here's my whole screen. This is what my Ubuntu looks like, my Linux system looks like. So over here, I have sorry, I have file. Not like I've really gone through this part. So there's nothing really here. Don't really need this. Here majorly is like I think when you have schema, but I think when you click here, you should be able to find something like it tests. So here is like modeling. I get to this part, then I think here is more like a probably a settings when you're trying to do some migrations and we don't have any part here. This is the part we have instance with. So when you want to create a connection to your local host, you can just click here. But I think here will connect you straight to what you have currently. So you can just go ahead and put your password. I can save password in chain and press OK, and it takes me here. But if I go back here and click home, if I want to create a new one, I just click create. I think you must have seen this thing, recognize it in pgadmin when working with pgadmin. So I can say my connection name is tests. Okay, if you are working for ijan, maybe it's an ijan database, just say ijan. Then this is okay. Here you can change it, but my is root. This is my host. This also means local hosts. Then this is the ports. Then I usually test my connection. So I put my password and save it's correct. Save it. I know it's correct anyways. So I get this information that's information related to this connection. Successfully made the connection anyways. So I click OK, then press OK here. Then that's connected. So if I click on here, it will open it up, right? Okay, I think I click on it twice. Try it again. Yeah, so here's it. Here is my what's my own MySQL workbench looks like. I'm sure yours might look different anyways, actually. I'm pretty sure about that. Or can anyone be a witness? Maybe it's the same thing. Uh, Nevertheless, so here is mine. So what we did last week was basically we're trying to create new things. I think I have it here. Yeah. So here is it. So I'm just going to copy this. Come back to MySQL and paste it here, right? So now here on the right, sorry, on the left, we have our schemas. So your schemas is more like your database. Look at these things, they look like database. So you can create new ones. I think you should be able to create schema. Yes, that says create new one. So if I want to name this, call it hijan. Yes. Then I apply. Now this also gives you a script like uh, it gives you a script like formats, a query that you can run instead. So if you actually know your queries, like I mentioned, you can actually run queries to create things, or you can just use drag and drop, or click and click and click and click. So basically, but this create schema ijan basically is going to create a schema called ijan. So I'm going to copy this, right? I'm going to apply this. So you see that the script was successfully applied, then close. So if I come here, you see the hijack is here, right? So I'm going to do something interesting. So I'm going to just create a new query. You're able to create a new query here. So I just right click on this part. So I right click. Sorry, I think yes. Yes. So I right click and you see new tab. That's how I did this. So I'm going to paste that I copied, right? So I want to try and just walk you through. We're going to like be doing the same thing simultaneously so that you will not be only good with working with Workbench, working with pgadmin. If you know your queries, you can work with any database tool, any database system. All you know how to make sure is, oh, okay, your queries, your understanding of queries is solid. That's all. If it's solid, then you are good to go on any. For instance, now this is my first time, yeah. Like this week was my first time interacting with this tool. So not like I've interacted with it before. No, not in my life. I've used something else, but not this. In fact, most of the time, I run my queries just by writing the queries. I don't use RDBMS. These tools, I don't use them. But I think it gives you and it just helps you to visualize properly and understand what you are doing. So I just want to use the query. So like I said, we're going to be using queries and we're going to be creating with normal move and drop, drag and drop. So I have this create schema IJA1, right? So if I run this should run it. You can see query completed, and if I refresh all, and you see IJA is now here. So I've successfully created using query and also using the GUI tool. So I can comment this out. Okay, the way this works is I have to put the what's it called, cursor in front, then use control right forward. Now let me write the command ctrl plus this. That's to make this command here. I use this as command I use. Let me just copy it and put it here. Oh, strong edit. It's not going to work this way. It has to be in front, so I'm just yeah. So that's the command I used to run this. So yes, so we created a schema. So let's just go back to here. So we are going to, we don't want to create a schema again. So let's just store everything into this hijack. So we are going to create table, right? And I think this is when we're doing after it's supposed to be just attendance and small letters. Then the student ID, right? That's serial, then the primary key, then the first name, then the variable character 100. Yeah, so I learned something new. Your variable character should is just like probably covering a range of you're trying to foresee. But if you look at it really, right, your variable character, your first name, you can't have a first name that is up to 100. You can't even have a first name that's even up to 10. Maybe you can say 15, depending on how. Well, you can't have a first. It's just a first name, right? It shouldn't be up to 10. Now the difference is if I use 100 in the memory of my database, I'm going to be filling up 100 spaces. So if I have 1,000 variable, 1,000 rows, there's going to be 1,000 rows of first name that are filled with 100 spaces. Like it's creating that space in my first name table, so that when you impute data, it can fill it up to 100. So there's going to be extra space that we are not going to eventually use. So I'm just going to reduce this to, let's say, 15. Yeah, then data, and then and undo this error I did. So I didn't go. Okay, no problem. Yes, so create the table attendance. Now, when you're working with a script general, last week we were able to do this and it worked PGR, right? Yes. But if you're working with uh, a query tab that is not connected, like you don't have to, where you are not allowed to pick this individually, you can do something like this. So I want this table to be created in this database, this IJAN. So how do I point there? I'll just have to do IJAN dot attendance. So in this situation, what IJAN here means, it means that this is a schema, this is a table. So in this situation now, if I'm to do this, I have to put IJAN dot attendance. If I don't want to do that, then I have to come into this part and click create table and probably do this. Okay, we'll still do this anyways. Let's save. But this is like a proper way to do it. So if I put IJAN dot, okay, I can use capital letters. Jan dot. So since attendance has not been created, it's not actually seeing it. So to run this first one, so let's just run this first one. So I just put my cursor here. And I run. I think this one. Okay, I think it's this one that executes the statements under the. Yeah, let me see. Yeah. So this one executes the statements wherever this cursor is. So it executes this statement, like the statements where this is covering. But if I want to use this one, I can just select the ones I want to and click. And if there's no selection, and I click this, it's going to run for everything. So if you check this right now and we refresh, of course, we're not seeing anything here. If I refresh this, you see that there's now a cursor here. Oh, sorry, an arrow button. If I click this arrow, you're going to see attendance. And that's this attendance that we just created here. If I click here, click down, columns, these are the columns we just created, right? I think I can, okay, yeah. So if you come to this part now and try to attempt that stuff with it, so I'm going to put dots. If I put dots, I want to see if I'll get suggestions. I'm supposed to get suggestions actually. I'm getting suggestions, but nevertheless, so insert into agent table, agent schema or database, attendance table, first name, date attended, right? Then I'm inputting this. Okay, they are all in. Okay, nice, sweet. Come on. Okay. So here I'm going to insert into item dot attendance first name, date attended, then the values. That's this. So if I come here and I click this, I have query completed. So if I refresh this, refresh all, colon, okay, I might not be able to view it straight. So what I can do is use a shortcut from here. Sorry, I think it's here. Okay, I think I've done something here. Oh yeah, so this does the magic. So here you're able to see the rows, but let me close this. What I wanted to actually do was right click here and select rows, and the limit is by default is 1000. So if I click this, you're going to see it's going to run the script. Of course, like I said, every time it run the script, and you're going to see this, which is 9. It gives us the student ID, the first name, and their dates attended. So let me just close this. Is this? Of course, we want to be able to use query. So I'm going to remove, I'll just comment it out. Then select all from attendance. Where date attend, okay, sorry, select all from attendance. So let's try this, let's see if it will run. Let me put this here and try this. I'm getting query interrupted. So here I use here to debug, you can see. And here it gives me, sorry, I want to pull this up. This is the max I can go. So if I check here, you see that I'm getting no database selected. Select default DB to be used by double clicking its name in the schema list in the sidebar anyways. So the error is that it doesn't know where attendance is coming from. Like I did with this one. I didn't do that with this. So I have to actually put attendance.
Excuse me.
I
I was actually raising my hand up.
Oh, I didn't see your hand, sorry.
Okay. This thing is complicated right from the beginning. No, I don't even understand Jack.
Mm.
Like my own SQL is only the system tab that I have. All these options on your own, I don't have them. I don't even know how they got there. The schema that you create, and I think you're a bit fast. The schema you created, I was just saying pom pom pom. I don't even know where you clicked.
Okay.
I think you do that a bit, but man, I don't even understand any. any skill.
This is very interesting because this I'm actually just repeating everything we did last week in another tool.
Yeah, so for us that we just install the app, how do we, I mean, we want to create a table. I don't know. How do we navigate this new
Tool.
yes,
Oh, okay. Um, okay, let's do it like this. Are you with your system?
yes.
Are you connected to internet? Can you share your screen?
Okay.
Okay, while we are waiting for you, um, okay, it's nice to know that. Thank you for bringing me. So Justice, yeah, I think she's right. Okay, so that's what I actually want everybody to install this. I was like, as I'm crying out loud, please install this tool, okay, so that we will not go far and we will not go back again and start. That's why I was like, please let's install this because I know personally, uh, maybe it's because I've had a programming experience, a programming background. That's why I was able to not have too much difficulty. Maybe that's why. But even if it's even with my programming background, I still it was still a bit of I have to check and check and check and check. Okay, I can see. So how do I do this? I think she's sharing. You're sharing already, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is it my screen everybody's still seeing? Oh, I can see your screen. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, nice. Uh-huh. Oh, it looks like mine.
I don't think so.
Okay, so yeah, let's use your system. Let's use your system to do practice. Um, so this is the MySQL. I think it looks very pretty on your system. So what we are going to run, I think since you're connected to this, I'm going to be using the message box, so you can be picking up the queries. But okay, I think you can even just create normally. So I think you have currently on your system. So this should be like everybody's setup currently to install MySQL. So what you have on on your left, where you have schemas, so that's like database. So the top, um, no, I haven't dropped anything yet. We are still looking at your screen. So the left, where you have a database, the one thing at the hierarchy, that way you have SYS, that's system. Can you right click on that arrow? So that's the schema, that's like a table, a database, sorry. So if you right click there, you should be able to create a new schema. Yes, can you see create schema? Yeah, so click on that. So create an IJAN, just name it IJAN. So we want to create an IJAN schema. Like yeah, an IJAN is it an IJAN database or a IJAN database? Oh my goodness. I want to create a database for IJAN. No, 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 just IJAN. Don't mind me. Yeah, apply. You say apply on the right here. Yes, okay. Yeah, I can see that script up, right? That was the same script I copied. But you can just go ahead and apply it. So that's like I was explaining how you could use queries instead of using this GUI. Finish. Yeah. So now go and close the SYS database. I'm going to be calling database, so just forgive me. So can close it. Go to the right tab where you created, yes, those arrows, yes, click on the arrow for SYS, that's system. Yeah, open the one for IJAN. It's not opening. Am I still connected to this call? Oops. Okay, I'm back. Okay, good. Yeah, so you have tables. You can see those tables, views, stored, nothing. They don't have anything inside, right? So we are going to create a table. Click on query one, that tab. No, up where you have query one, the tab, query one. Yes. So those are query tabs. You are going to have your query tabs there. So we are going to be running query now with you. So to run query with you, let me see.
Sorry, please.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm still here. Sorry for the interruption.
Yeah, this Mr. Mr. Bagarama,
Yeah,
can you hear me?
yeah, can hear
Yeah, I
you.
think this MySQL. I think this one looks a bit complex. PG had been last time. It's a bit straightforward than this. I don't know if I'm the one seeing it that way.
Ah, the reason why we could not go for heavy feature because people had connection timeouts, and I wasn't
This
really
one is
able.
just going.
No, I
This one
think
is
this.
you are just going back and forth.
No, this one's actually very easy. It's straight. It's the same thing. Like I've mentioned it before. There's no big deal. We will get it. Let's just stick with this. Just stay glued. So, so we are going to run the previous commands that we used the last time. So I'm just going to be dropping it so that you don't need to um copy it. So you have created this. So I'll drop it in the message box. So you can pick it up from the message box. So I've dropped the query there. Oh, yeah, just pick it from there. I don't want you to type everything. It might take time. Yeah, that's it. So just pick it one by one. I'm going to be dropping it one by one.
One by one.
Okay, you want to pick everything. Yeah, let me send the rest so you can just pick everything at once. Then we'll be commenting the ones we are supposed to comment out. So just select everything, copy everything. Yeah, move down. Just take your mouse down. Everything, the view will adjust. Just take your mouse down. Yeah, then you can copy it straight up and paste it. So this will should be able to work. Create your yeah. So you need to make those adjustments I made. It's not the adjusted one I sent. I should have sent them. Okay, then let's just make the adjustments. So scroll up. So as a student that was in this class, remove the comments from the queries. Said okay, just remove all the dash are not
Everything.
necessary. Yes, the dash. Are getting there, don't worry. By the time we are done with SQL, you guys will be, I don't know what class. Some of you are better than me already in Excel already. So that's the goal. So for this, hold on. For the inserts from bookie, right? You want to remove the, so you're going to highlight everything.
Yeah.
So highlight from the first place. No, from where you have the
From
first
the
dash.
from
Yes,
the dash.
yes.
Everything.
You are going
or
to take
just
it down. No, you are going down. Yes, to
okay.
where the comment ends. Where the comment ends. That's at Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. Okay.
Yeah, stop there. Now use control, the control key on your right, and your
Mhm.
/ button. Hit it together. Control first, hold it down, then put your
/.
/ yes. Yeah. Can you see? It's gone. So put a comma there on Jeremiah. Yeah. Now scroll up back. So we want to create the table. So I think we are set. So our table name is IJAN. Sorry, our database is IJAN. So you are going to put create table IJAN dots. So like I showed you earlier, it's supposed to be IJAN dots.
Over here.
Yes, create table. Then in front of attendance, you have IJAN. In front, you're not supposed to clean that. Okay, you
Oh,
can clean. I don't want you to clean it anyways. Then you can clean the quotes one in front of it. Alright, awesome. Now clean the underscore too. So in front of it, or should I say before it? Is it before? Between table and attendance, put
okay.
IJAN dot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, IJAN dot.
In caps, right?
No, not necessarily. Small letter. Can you small letter?
IJAN
Dot.
dot or underscore dot.
Dot. Yes. So dot means that you are referring to two things. So if you are just calling attendance, the way this script you understand it is you say, oh, okay, attendance is the table. But no, IJAN is the database. We want to create the table inside the database, which is attendance inside IJAN. So that's the way they are connected. The dots connected that way. So if you put your cursor in the semicolon, the first semicolon in line 5, so you can see the essence of the lines. The lines is to help us with easy navigation. I can easily say, okay, you can also use it for debugging your errors. So put your cursor on line 5. You can line 5, yes. Now click on the there's this thunder button, thunderbolt that looks like thunderbolt, the one with I. Take your mouse there and click on it.
I'm on line 5.
Yeah, take your mouse and click on the
Mhm.
thunderbolt you have. The how do I describe this? There's a menu bar where you have save just before your queries. I wish you could just take control. Yes, so there's one thunderbolt. No, not that
Okay.
one. Not that one. The second one. Yes. Now if you click on it, click on it. Now can you see what is happening down? It says create table IJAN. That means the table has been created. If you now go and refresh on your schema, you are going to see it reflects there. So can you see you are getting more of like the same thing I was getting on
Yeah.
my system. So I think it's getting clearer. I think I should take over from now.
Yeah. Yes.
Let me just take over and so in case there's anybody else that is actually having the same issue, so we can I think this is clear now.
Okay. So I can stop sharing.
Yeah, sharing, screen, display.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope everyone who can see it on they just had to use that to trade it once and for all. So we are back here and my hood I think has is better, but just manage this to be faster. So where were we? I think I've created table. Have I inserted? Was I about to insert? Oh yes, I've inserted. Then I was currently selecting. So I think before I didn't have this. Hmm. Good evening, Pierre. Welcome. Nice to have you in the class. So I think we have select all from attendance. Then I click this. Sorry, no. Here I click this and I was having issues that says no database selected. So if I had to put ijan here, and when I now click this again, that's this part. Can you see this? So I'm going to close this action output. I don't need it. I don't want to see it because I need my screen. Okay, I have a small screen anyways. So here is the database that we actually input: Buki, Hadiola, Himika. You can see it here. We inserted and we selected it from ijan.attendance. So here we can now filter. So this is more of like what we did basically last week in with pgadmin. Although I was supposed to probably just take hold and just show around this so we can probably get our foot strong and we can move around easily. So I think we are getting there already. So if you now want to, the other script you can run, for instance, these are still valid. These ones are here, they are still very much valid. If I push this and I bring it here, just to show that I'm done with these scripts, and I run these scripts, what I'll get is, so here I'm trying to select all from igen.attendance where the date attended equals to, so here I'm just applying filters with this command where. So dates attended, that's here on this column, equals to this dates. I want the dates to just be equals to this date, and I want the student ID to be greater than 4 and less than 8. That means 4 is not inclusive, 8 is not inclusive. So I want to include them, say greater than or equals to, and this should include 4. Oh, is there 8? Why am I not getting 8? Are they just 8? Oh yeah, that's just that. 8 did not come in. Why? Because after Jeremiah, Shola did not come in on the 9th. So that was why it's not coming in. Yeah, so that's why it's not coming in. So there's okay, yeah, let's just do that. So there's also something else. So I'm just going to take this and copy it because I want to show us something different. Now, I can decide to store this as a variable. I'm already at variable. Okay. I can decide to store this, like give it an alias. That's give it another name. So instead of calling ijan.attendance every time, I can just say p, right? Or let's say a. Now whatever name I put here means that that's the alias. If I say att, att is the alias. So instead, if I come to where att dot date attended, att dot student id, att dot student id. Now this will still work. It will still give me the same thing. Do you know why? Now the difference between this query here and this query here is that this has an alias. It has another name. So I would not need to be referring to, so there are some instances where I might need to refer to igen.attendance. For instance, if I'm working with two statements, two tables, I'll need to be calling this as a whole all the time. But with this format, I don't need to call it as a whole. All I need to do is just call the alias that I've defined for it as a shortcut. So it's more of like a shortcut to something. Basically, that's what it means. So I can call it as a shortcut and add it to this, and I'm going to call it. So basically, I can just add the shortcut. So this is adding a shortcut. So att dot this and it gives me the same response, give me the same output. So yeah, that's that. So yes, I think there's something we can also do. You can also check your table. For instance, describe ijan dot attendance. Oh yeah, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for that tab. those suggestions. I think I didn't see it when we were working with PG admin, but it's here. ijan dot attendance. Can you see? So if I press tab, it's like autocomplete. That's another useful tool. So this is supposed to give me a description of my data, of my database, of the table itself actually. Let me see if I've not tried running this before. Nah, doesn't work with database. Yes, the database has to be selected. I don't want this. Yeah. So if you look at this now, it gives me a description of, yeah, this is what I run. It gives me a description of my table, of my, yeah, the table I have currently. So I have student ID, the type. This was what we defined. Did we define it? Oh no, we did define. Then we had first name, variable character, can imagine I set to 15, dates attended years, not null. So when we're creating this, oh, I didn't put it, but the primary key cannot be null. So this part, this null means that, let's see, is it full? Oh, there's nothing more there. So what this null value means is that first name can take a non-value. It can be empty. Date attended can also be empty, but student ID is not allowed to be empty. So that's like, I don't know if you remember data validation. It means that something must be there. You can't have an empty data. For instance, now I think I was playing with this. Comment, just one sec. I had some table here. I think it was important. Yeah, so let's just take a look at this. Just, is it car? No, my housing data sets. Yeah, let's just take a look at this data. Right. Does this describe? No, I want to select. I want to view the. This is faster. Yeah. So if you look at this table now, this was one of my data set I was working for. I worked with for a bootcamp. That was even last week. Yeah, it was last week. It was a competition. It was a Nigerian competition, anyways, for a bootcamp. So we use was data set we worked with. It's a Nigerian housing data set. So here is the data. So it has the ID, it has location, that's it. It has title, that's like the type of the house, then the number of bedrooms, parking space, and prices. Now, if you look at this, you find out there's nothing in this place. If you look at this, there's nothing in bedroom here. If you look at this, there's nothing in parking space. So if I should use that describe function here, and I use this describe, just take this, to give me suggestions. Importing dot housing. Yeah, I think there should be a shortcut. Those F5 not work here. So now if you look at this, you see that in the ID I have null here. Yes, it means that the ID can be null, the location can be empty, the title is allowed to be empty. So I'm just trying to describe the null values here. So this means that it can actually be a non-value. Now let's go back to the query we're working with. That's this. Now if you look at this part, I have null. So let's do something here. So let me go back to run this. Now I'm running this, right? I can input a name here. Now that's something that GUI gives you. Let me put Tito into my list. And Tito is attending on the 230811, and I press apply. So this will actually give me a code. Can you see it here? Or this is what it looks like here. Insert into ijan dot attendance, first name, attended name, the values, title, and the value, and then apply, and I close, and I run this again. Hold on, this is supposed to be, oh sorry, I'm running with the flitter. So let me take out the flitter. Just 1 second. Let me just put this here. Sorry. Yeah, so it's not affected. So it covers this. So if I run this now, of course, you are going to see our new student, which is Tito. I didn't input anything in this student ID. So you can see that it was actually empty. But let's assume that I want to create a new one and I just put justice. I'm not putting the dates anyways. So I'm not putting anything. I just want to put justice. And I apply this. It's justice, apply. Yes. So you are going to just see first name, value justice, apply, close. So if I come here to rerun, that's my cursor should be here, and I rerun this, you see justice. The student ID has been populated automatically, but this date attended, can you see that it is empty? So now we already have an empty entry for justice date. The date justice attended our class, we don't know. That's an entry, um, an empty entry. So basically that's what's like describing, just let you know, okay, what's even in this database. For instance, you are given a database you've not worked before, you were not there when you created it. You need to check it, you need to see, okay, what's going on in this database, what do we have to do here. So by running this, you are able to see, okay, okay, yes, we have this. Our primary key, our primary key is this key. This PRI means primary student ID, and you see this means auto increment. That's what this serial means. The serial that we put here, it will put it serially. So basically that's like what that does. Now you can also do stuff like importing data. I know we worked on some data and some like where, okay, how are we going to import it? We should be able to import data. Yes, we can import data into this. There are there are three ways, I think. The first one is to import it the way we are inserting it like this. So like there are three ways to fill your table. Fill your this table or database. There are three ways to fill your tables, the tables in your database, right? And you can also have multiple tables. Don't forget about that. That's not, we have attendance here. I think we did that in last class. So we created another attendance. If I change it and I append _1, right, and I do the same thing here, and I remove, let's say I want to remove some set of students, right, and I'm going to call it here _1. So this just seen as a different table. Okay, let's just neglect this. So if I, okay, let's assume I'm creating a new table and I want to put my first name. I don't want it to be empty, so I can say not null. So the variable character, appending this means that it's not going to be empty. So the dates can be empty, or let me say the dates should not be empty. So that will make an example. Okay, let me just do it like this. So we are creating a different data. Just put this down here and comment this out, and I think I can run everything. So if I click on this now, it will run everything because I didn't select anyone. If I select some, like, okay, let me run everything. Let me just run everything with this. So with this now, I can see query completed. It means that everything has been successfully run. I've successfully run. If I refresh all, attendance one is here. I can view attendance one. So the last thing that ran here was this. That's why I'm saying this here. So I'm just going to come to this part and run. So you can see what we have here. We have just 6 entries because I actually put 6 entries here. And if I describe, I want to describe attendance one. I don't think we need this again here. Oh, sorry. Can just comment everything out. Yeah. So I think this part we need. So now if you can see it now, you see this thing, I've changed it to null. So it means that it does not take empty values. Now let me go back the same way I tried to input data for the other ones, right? And I tried to put something. So let's put what am I adding to this class? Shegun. Now I'm just going to put that. That's all. Let's see what will happen. This is supposed not to be empty, but I want to see what will happen. So I click apply and apply. Can you see what's happening here? There was an error while applying the SQL script to database. Operation failed. Field date attended doesn't have a default value, so it means that there's something is supposed to be there, right? So that's what it's just trying to say. So that's just explaining the empty values and understanding, basically just understanding what some of these things means when you take up an SQL database. Maybe as from next class we start doing, because the SQL database on Kaggle, I'll just look for light ones for the class that we can use. I will be working with that. So we just start working straight up with real life data anyways. So that's that. Yeah, so I think I've explained that about that. So any questions? I want to show us how to import data, but before then, any questions? Where's the browser tab? Okay, any questions?
Those two Thunderbolt buttons.
Yeah.
Sometimes you use them interchangeably. When do you?
Okay, good question. The first one, that's this, is when you need to, for instance, now if I select this, I can, okay, let me do it like this. So these are two selections. I've selected two different statements. If I click the first Thunderbolt, I can run these two together because I've selected it. If I don't select anything and I run this, it's going to run for everything. Now, when I get to now use the second one, is when I have just my cursor here. So if I just want to run for this alone, I'm just going to click this and to run for this. If I want to run this one, I just click this and it will run. So it will only execute the statement, only that statement where my cursor is. And if I'm here, I just put this. Let's see, it can see it's working. If I come here and I click up, that's inset. I don't want to click on the additional table. Let me just click here. So this one selects. You can see it's selecting, right? But if I click this, so now I come down and click this one, it's going to run the two together. And running the two together does not mean any. We mean in this case that I'm supposed to view, right? After view, okay, I've commented this out, describe. This last one is one that will show. It's more useful when you have a lot of things to run. For instance, create table, insert, drop, change some things, then view. So view is supposed to be like the last one. So after you have executed these operations, then you view what you have done. So that's where it comes very, very handy. I don't know, is that clear? Did you get it? All right. Okay, so let me talk about the data imports. So importing data is actually very easy. Like I said, you can populate your data in three forms, like three ways. The first one is using this method, that's using a SAT. The second one is using a wizard. Yeah, wizard. I don't even know what that's in Harry Potter. So wizard here is when you click here. So sorry, this is a table. If I right click on this, you can see the table data import wizard. So it allows me to import data so I can browse. Then I think I have a data set. I hope it's light. I think it's about 6,000. Yeah, let me use this test. This test is lighter. So sorry. Then I'm here. Next. So now it says create new table. Where in Niger. This is what we are working with. Then if the table exists, probably drop it. Then so okay, if I want to use existing table, but I'm not using existing table because it need data. So create new table in Hijan. Then this is the name I want to give it. Then next. Then now I can see the IDs in it. So these are the I have ID, I have location, title, bedroom, parking space. So yeah, I can choose the ID. I can deal with it, like probably just change some things before importing. Oh, I changed this already. I think it was text. Yeah. So yep. Then when I'm done, I can see it. So yeah, I'm seeing a preview of the data. When I'm ready, I click next. Yeah, encoding. You might not need to really deal with this encoding. You can just leave it at CTF-8. Then this is CSV. But if you have a different type, you might need to start adjusting this, right? Well, that's that. Oh my god, what happened? Hey, Jesus. Okay. Then next. So here it says prepare the imports and import data file. Then I click okay, show logs. Show logs means you are going to see the process as it's importing it. So I'm just going to enable that. So you can see what's going on. It's importing the data row by row. Now, if you are doing this with a very large data, I must tell you, it's very slow. Very, very slow. I think I have 6,000 data, 6,000 rows on this data. And I also have a data where I have 4 million rows. You know how long that's going to take. So this is going to take a bit of time. Of course, it's faster than you think. Anyways, don't mind the tab. So let's just close this while it is loading. So that will actually load the data. But can I refresh to see if it's actually here already? Yeah, you can see it, but it might not be complete. So let's check. Um, select all from select some to count it. So to count, I think I showed us that you just do count and star all. So this will count. So you can see here, I can use, in this case, I can use this. This is the only query here. So I'll just use this. So you can see 59794. So let me go and check again if it's done. Yes, can you see? Import finished, import data finished, finish performing tasks, next, and 6,000 records imported. You can see when I checked this, it was 5974. So let me check again. You can see it's now 6,000. So I think you can view your data as importing periodically. So that's like the two ways of importing. Actually, now I think it's four, because the first one you import, you use the insert. Sorry, I need to close this. Did I use this? No, don't save. Did I use this? Nah, I'm not using it. No. So the first one here, where you use insert, that's the first one. Second one is you use this wizard. There's a third one that's actually loading the file. You load the actual file. So the file that I used for this data set when I was importing through my wizard was located somewhere. So on your system, there's a way to, I can't remember the command now. I think it's load in file. Then you put the paths where the data is located on your system. There's something called path directory. So you put it here. We'll probably use someone's system next week. So because time is fast spent. Then you load the data here. Then you put in probably some other thing. If there are some arguments, maybe if it's a CSV file, and it's separated with a comma. We're going to put like delimiter. I think, is it delimiter? I think it's delimiter. I remember. I'll check it out. I used it. Yeah, I'm sure I used it anyways. So you use delimiter to separate, and yeah, you can use this. While the fourth one is using Python. Oh, sorry, using a programming language to connect to your database. I personally use Python. That's why that's one of the reasons why we're going to be learning Python in this course. So we use Python, and of all the process, Python is the fastest. After Python, this method, that's this loading file. After this, the wizard. After the wizard, then this insert. Of course, you can see that this is actually it's going to be stressful. If you are working with tens of data or tens of rows, thousands of rows, this is not advisable. The wizard will work, but might take a bit of time. You might not have that patience, but then this will also work as if you know where your file is and you're able to work with some things. But the Python method is actually the fastest. I think we'll be working with these ones for now. Then when we now get to start working with Python, we'll probably do Python for SQL, and we'll touch that aspect of importing data through. Yeah, so I just wanted to show us that. So if you look at this data that we just import, here you can see here's column. Yeah, you can see foreign keys. We talked about foreign keys. Hey, there's nothing here. I thought it was going to do something here. But anyways, here's our column. You can see it. So you can actually, I think we have viewed it. Yes, of course, if you check this, there's not supposed to be any missing data here. I think, okay, let me just do this part. Sorry, no, let's go there now. That's like giving you some details actually about this part, just give you some extra details about your data anyways. But let's leave this part for now and come here, go back to where we were. So yeah, so that's like importing your data. So if you describe this data now, describe, sorry, describe, RIBE, right? Yeah, let's copy this. Let me try something. It worked. Not fully. Let me try small letters. I didn't say I small letter. So this is case sensitive. Pay attention. Then run this. Yeah, so we have it here. So describe. So null, it says yes, so you can take non-values. But fortunately for us, there's no non-values in it. It's not actually meant, the way the data was designed, it's not meant to take in non-values. So if you want to export now, right, we've imported our data, you can just come back to advanced, click here, come to export. You can see this is one we selected actually. Student ID, first name, and next 5 parts. Where do I want it? So let me store it. I think I have folder, a folder. Let me store it here where I took that data from. I'm going to come back here. Save here. Oh, I didn't give it a name. This is a directory actually. So the name is attendance. Yeah, CSV. Then export to local machine. Then next and next. You see the logs. This is the logs. There's no much data in it. Right. Next. Finish. So I'm done exporting my data. So if I go and check it out now, think Zindi, right? Then Hackathon. Okay, here is it. Ah, then I open this. I don't like opening this thing. Let me see. I want to just open it with Notepad. So here is it. So you can see what it looks like in Notepad. It's separated with a colon. So I could have changed it. I can change it here. So if I export again, come on. What's going on? Ah, like this is not responding again. Oh, do I have? I have nothing open though. Ah, my people, my SQL Workbench has frozen. Okay, but anyways, just you get the point. You get at least you've seen how to export data and import data. Then we also went through, what we did last week. We tried replicating it here with MySQL Workbench. So I believe everyone that have seen this as complicated as is beginning to see that it's not as complicated as it seems. It's very easy. I think it's a very friendly tool, just like right now, it's been unfriendly with me. I don't know why. But yes, yeah. So basically, yeah, that's it.